The number one thing that I'm completely convinced would work for everyone, the only thing that I'm convinced would work for everyone, it's hard, back to everything we've been talking about, because it doesn't come natural to most people, but it is the ritual is practicing gratitude every morning. So I don't meditate or pray per se, but there's not a morning that I wake up in the world where when I wake up, including the overnight flight, where I don't look at my phone immediately. You know, a lot of people like to wait to look at their phone, which I love. You know, remember when I said and, not or? One of the biggest reasons the world has conflict is people keep telling people what they should do, right? Like, I'm very happy that meditation works for you. It may not work for someone else. You can recommend, all I'm doing up here and saying, hey, think about this. But I don't judge anybody when they don't do what I do or what I hope they do. I want it for them. But for me, every morning I grab my phone right away, and if nothing horrible happened, and let this be very clear, nobody died of the 10 people I love the most. If nothing horrible happened, I am actually incapable of being upset during the day. I could be frustrated, I could be perplexed, I could be for a second upset, but I just don't know how to be upset about anything other than someone you love dying. I just don't think you should. Let me tell you why. I have something very interesting to tell you. When you die, you'll be dead for a very long time.
Are you sure?
Listen, if this whole thing about souls go into, like, I would love to come back as a little Danish girl. But yes, when you die, you will be dead for a long time. Also, I don't know if you know this, you were not born for a very long time. We have, like, even though life is long, and hopefully everybody here lives to at least 100, it's also, if you take a step up, very short. The concept of not squeezing the shit out of it from a happiness standpoint, from a trying standpoint, from an ambitious standpoint, is ludicrous to me. And so I keep it super simple. Nobody died, best day ever. I mean it. I mean it. To the negative people in my life, there's been some of my friends and family that are negative, that there's 2 times in my life where I actually said this. I got so frustrated to a family member, so frustrated, so upset. I literally told them, because they were fucking so upset about the dumbest shit in the world, I literally told them that I wished something atrocious happened to them the next day. Just for perspective. We just lack perspective. Like, we complain about ludicrous things. And so, gratitude. A lot of people know I'm obsessed with context. I'm obsessed with context. It's why I'm a very good marketer. Making videos on TikTok is different than making videos on LinkedIn. The way I talk to a 22-year-old in Germany is different than the way I'm going to talk to a 45-year-old in Afghanistan. Context is everything to me. I'm religious about context, which is why I think I'm one of the most successful content producers in the world. It's why I think VaynerMedia is one of the most successful content producers in advertising. When people are like, Gary, I've noticed a big change in you, I remind them that my message is pretty consistent. It's just contextual. If you read Crush It, my first book, what put me on the map, I talk about making $48,000 a year and loving life. That if you were ecstatic with your life and you're making $48,000 a year, you can stop reading this book because this book is for people that are unhappy and are looking for ways to get out of the job that's making them unhappy. This YouTube and Twitter thing and Facebook thing is gonna be big. Unlike our grandparents, you can do this after hours while you're at home with your kids. This is a big opportunity. Most people saw the young rah, 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 rah. I wrote that book during an economic crisis. For example, if we go into a real, deep global recession, my content's gonna change dramatically, because what's gonna be needed in that moment is to remind everybody that hard work is part of the equation.
Gary, are you a spiritual person?
Am I a spiritual person? I just said I believed in fucking ghosts. I would tell you that I'm a extremely spiritual person because I'm completely confused by our lack of knowledge around intuition. Just that subject matter has me off the reservation. You know, I'm also spiritual in the way that I don't like to judge people's spirituality. Meaning, I, for example, do not have crystals in my house. But I love that people have crystals in their house because it works for them. I was born in the Soviet Union, where religion was banned for 70 years. So for 3 generations of my family, religion was not practiced. So I am not deeply religious, yet I love that religion is so important for so many. My ultimate spirituality is grounded in my deep, deep love of my fellow man and woman. And that's what I like it for.
How would you define spirituality? What does it mean for you?
For me, spirituality is almost like a sixth sense, like a framework of perspective that is grounded in an energy that is less tangible. You know, back to gray. I wore gray today, if you noticed. I view spirituality as the deepest gray. I think so many people's struggles here in this room are when they're trying to be too black and white. They're unhappy about something, and so they find somebody new on Instagram and they follow his or her formula and they follow it to a T for 4 months and it doesn't work, and they're upset. And they think it's their fault. The only fault, if there is even one, is thinking that there is something that is black and white that will fix everything. It's just not how life is. My goal in life, my North Star in real life, is 2 things. Selfishly, I want to buy the New York Jets. But I want to buy the New York Jets because when I do, I want to put in front of the stadium, because I still have it, the sweater that my mom knitted for me. And I wanted to say, from not being able to afford a jersey to buying the entire fucking team. That's what I want to do selfishly. More importantly, what I want to accomplish, what my North Star is selflessly, is there's so many people that want to be successful in life. I think success is inner peace. I really do. However, I am also a purebred 100% entrepreneur. I love, if you, I mean, I'm looking at Andrew, Dustin was with me. If you saw what Dustin saw, that on Thursday, it was announced that VeeFriends, my intellectual property, raised $50 million from Andreessen Horowitz the most important venture capitalist in the world to build this thing. That is a very big business accomplishment. What was I doing while that announcement was hitting the world? I was standing behind a table selling pieces of cardboard for $10 a piece and haggling with people who said, I'll give you 8, and I said, but I need 9. I love the process of being an entrepreneur. I love being an entrepreneur. I love the game of making money. I don't need the money to fill my insecurities. My mom took care of that. I need it because I'm keeping score and it's fun and it's a game. But I know hundreds of millions of people will look up to me in the course of my life. I know this to be true. What my North Star is to teach the world that you can be an alpha, a fucking killer in business, win. And you can do it by being an extremely nice person.